This is Amud Yomi Gemara Shabbos Daf Lamed Beis Amud Aleph. I'm holding on the top of Lamed Beis Amud Aleph V'Gavrei Heichoy Mibadki. And how are people on the end of the first white line? And how are people checked out after we just finished discussing that B'Shas Lida, due to the precarious nature of the Isha, she could be Nifteres Rachmana Litzlan for not being Zahir. And the three women's mitzvah continues the Gemara. What about men? When are they most vulnerable? You go in a dangerous place, you go over a bridge. Gasher is too light, just when you go over a bridge. Ema says the Gemara, Kain Gasher, anytime something similar to a bridge, any moment of potential danger. Rav lo yavar ma'abra di'asav bey oivich chavim. Rav will not cross a river on a boat that there was a guy upon. Why? Because maybe this guy is going to be punished by Hashem, and I don't want to be, part of that issue. And I don't want to be part of the calamity with him, so you would steer clear of the guy. Shmuel, on the opposite angle, you would only go over a bridge or go on a boat that had a guy. Why? Amar Sitna B'Trei Umi L'Shalat Yitzhahara is not shown on two different Amim, on two different nations, and therefore, if there's a guy there, I don't have to worry. Rav Yanai Bodik Vavar, Rav Yanai would check and make sure that the boat didn't have any leaks, and then he would go upon it. Rav Yanai L'Tamei Damar Laila Mal Yamud Adam Makav Sakana. You should never place yourself at the place of Sakana. Laimar and say Shaisel Loineis. Shema Inois and Loineis, because maybe it won't happen. And let's say yeah, then we still have to be concerned. Why? Because Menachem Laim is Chuyasav, because they're going to deduct it from your Chuyas. What is the meaning of the pasuk that says I've been diminished from all my chasadim? That's where we see in that pasuk that one loses a zechusim when he is saved. Rav Zeir Rabbi Yom Deshusa. Rav Deira, anytime there was a day of severe winds, he wouldn't walk amongst the palm trees because he's afraid it would cause a tree to fall upon him. Amar Rav Yitzchak, Rav Yehuda, says Rav Yitzchak, one should daven that he doesn't get sick. You know why? Because if he gets sick, they're going to say in Shemayim, let's utilize up his chuyais to get him well. So one doesn't want to get sick in the first place. Amar Marokva, Maikra, where do we see this in the Psukim? Mimenu, Kibla Neifel Mimenu, if someone falls from him, Mimenu Lavi Raya. From him means he has to bring evidence that he's worthy to live. Tanat Rabbi Yishmael, in a similar vein, says the Gemara, Kibla Neifel Mimenu, the Pasuk says a fallen one falls from the roof. Roizem, Libo Mishesmei Bereshis. Now the person, everything is determined back from the time of creation. What's going to happen to this person? Because he has not yet fallen because of Karan Naifel. So what does the pasuk mean if a fallen one falls? How you call the fallen one if you didn't fall yet? Ella, you know what it means. What it means to teach is that or Megalgal the schus on the Zakai, and the one who's guilty will get harmed. The idea that we're talking about over here, that once one is in a precarious situation, it is more difficult to be saved. Tanu Rabban on the two dots, smack in the middle of the wide lines of Lamed Beis Amud Aleph. Misha Chala, someone who got sick, V'Chala Amos, and V'Naitel Amos, and he's leaning towards death. Oimrim Lai, those next to him should say, Isvada, to say Vidoi Konfashkin, Kol HaMusam Isvadin. Why? Because all those who are condemned to death should say Vidoi prior. Adam Yaitzel Shah continues the Gemara. One who goes into the marketplace, it should appear to himself as if he's given over to one of the officers that he's going to be standing trial. Meaning that any time one again is in such a situation, he should always view it a dangerous situation. He should always view it that it's going to require zechusim, it's going to require a din Torah, a din from Shemayim to survive. Chash b'Raishai, someone has a headache, he should view it as if he's put in chains, which is, says Rashi, even more serious than the previous case, or just being given over to the generals. If one becomes sick, that he's bedridden, it should be appearing to him as if he's on the scaffolds to be judged. If he has a lot of advocates, then he can be saved. What is that which will save for us? Tshuva umaisim tovim. Continues the Gemara of Avilu Teisham Lamdim Olav Chayva. Let's say there's 999 in Shamayim that are saying you're guilty. And we got one advocate, one good malach. Nitzel, he'll be saved. Shenemar Yishla Malach Meilitz. Echan Mini Elef. Lahagid Allah, Ladam Yashrai, to say that he's righteous. Vayechanuni, and then Hashem will be gracious. Redeem him from descending into the pit. Rav Elazar Benai, a similar way to explain the previous pasuk. Even his 999 reasons to be guilty from one malach, and there are another 999 to say that he's guilty. But one is saying l'schos nitzol shenemar milas echad minei elef. Continues the Gemara, Tanu Rabbanan, 10 lines from the bottom. As we've seen in the Mishnah, 3 reasons a woman dies while giving birth. Doesn't mean while giving birth, it means dying young. Because they're over on Hilchos Shabbos, they wash the children's dirty clothing on Shabbos, then that's what they're deserving to die young. And again, this is the public service announcement that to take the kids stretchy, to take, the kids' clothing and throw it into a pail of water. That would be an Issa D'Oraisa. It's a mamish the case of the Gemara, that you have something dirty that the woman cleans. Rachman al could backfire terribly. V'yeshaimrim al shakaran l'Aron HaKodesh Arna, that they call the Aron HaKodesh in shul with a mundane term, the chest. Another reason why they die young. Tanya, we learned in a Raisa 5 lines from the bottom. Rishav and Elazar Aimer. Bavon Shnei Dvarim Amaratz is Mesa for 2 reasons. People die early, too ignorant, too averois, the ignorant Amaratzim die. Shakar Laron HaKodesh Arna Val Shakar basic Knesset's base Am. Tanya, Rav Yossi Omer Shosha Bitkei Misa Nivro Beisha. There are 3 inspectors of death. For Amila Shosha Divkei Misa. Need of a Chalav Lakis and Er Chadik Rav Elazar. Chadik Rabbanan will pick it up from the last line. B'siyata Dishmayo.